in. But all of a sudden, crisis and illness and situations begin to happen in our life. And we say, Lord, where did this come from? I'm serving you. I'm trusting you. I'm still talking about God's protection service. I need you to understand, even in your crisis moment, you've got to know that there's a system in place to secure you. It's a system in place to secure you. I have something on my car, thank God, that I've never had to use it. It's called run flats. If I'm going 60, 70 miles an hour, or I'm staying below the speed limit, and I'm driving down the beltway, and it just so happened, if I get a flat in the tire line, all of a sudden this tire rolls up another tire. Automatically another tire. It's called a run flat. It allows me to keep driving without having a flat tire. Even though there's a flat right there, here's another tire that inflates inside of it, that continues to allow me to get to where I need service. Good God. Thank God I hadn't had to use it. I want to make sure it really worked. But I haven't had to use it. But this type of, see, the thing that allows me sometime to be driving or going around that curve. If y'all allow me to talk about it just a little bit. Just a little bit. Sorry, just a little bit. When I go around that curve and I'm hugging it real tight, and I got that security in my mind that if something happens to the tire, there's another one going to jump right. Don't it sound like magic? Yeah. It sounds like magic. It sounds like a cartoon to me. It sounds like something's going to come out of nowhere. Well, I need you to understand God's got angels that come out of nowhere when situations happen in your life to undergird you. Right in a moment when it looked like a crisis situation was about to happen, He covers you. You're covered in that moment. And you've got to have a peace in your mind that God has got me covered. Joseph is going through these situations without that full understanding that God is with him. He's just living out the process of his life. Anybody just living out the process of your life? And it looked like things keep happening, things keep bumping up. It's just like, Lord, next. So, you say, what about? So I got some other things. I said, incurable diseases. Where does this come from? All diseases come from the devil. How could this come upon me? How could this sickness come upon my body? I am the temple of the Holy Ghost. I need y'all to hear me this morning. If you're ever going to be strong believers in God, you've got to understand that God's going to allow you to suffer. He said, if you're going to reign with me, you're going to have to what? You're going to have to suffer with me. And don't see the suffering as sometime in your own definition. But understand that God is allowing you to go through some things to prove His glory in the earth. Oh, see, that's when you're saying, Lord, why me? And you got to say, Lord, I trust you. I trust you. See, when I'm going around that curve, I've got to trust that tire is going to be there. If I'm going to have the security in a natural thing, like a rubber tire, I've got to have that same, a greater security that God is with me. He's protecting me. Because, see, it looks like when I'm going through these situations, people are looking at me. See? That becomes the challenging part for the believer. We've put our testimony out there. We've told people I'm an overcomer. We've told them I'm going to come through this. I'm healed. I'm delivered. I'm going to have that job. That house is mine. That car is mine. We've declared some things that will be. And all of a sudden it looked like just maybe what you prayed about didn't come to pass. Maybe it didn't work out the way you desired it to work out. And this is when you got to trust God. You say, Lord, you said that you would give me the very desires of my heart. But my desires match your desires. The crisis comes in when we think that our neighbors and our friends and all of those that heard our story, it looks like all of a sudden this is my end. Or it looks like what should have worked out for the good is now turning and bringing harm to me. Anybody feel like some things are bringing harm to you? If you really be honest, sometimes you might just want to scream because the situation becomes so overwhelming. Joseph finds himself only telling the story to finally his brother said, now I'm going to kill you. We want to kill you. And if you follow the account, instead of killing him, they take his robe from him. They take his robe, the robe that his father, the beautiful robe that his father gave him. They take that robe. They take that symbolism that I'm going to take the very thing that daddy made for you. And when they took it and they came up with a scheme, we're going to say the animals came and they ate him. And this is the blood from where he was, they ravaged his body. But they said, let's throw him into this cistern. They wanted to put him down in a hole, down in a well.